Hold on, get the chat open. I need the chat.
Everybody, pull up your Pop-Tarts and your Doritos, because it's time for another episode of Dynamite D&D. Welcome one and all. This is Steve Negretti talking to you over the credit intro sequence. The Dungeon Master, the mind, the man, the mystery, Steve Negretti. He, him, his. Pleasure to be here. We're going to jump into this little game that we call Dynamite D&D in this little world called The Land, written entirely by yours truly. And let's see what the heroes are going to get up to. What heroes, you ask? The heroes that are here with me in this virtual world. We're going to go around the table now and introduce the players. They're going to introduce their human name. They're going to introduce their character name, and their character's race and class. And today's character development backstory question is: name one individual that you may or may not have thought of since this whole Comet Undead debacle started. Somebody either from your past who we've never seen, or perhaps somebody you've met along the way in the adventure. Somebody that you just think, oh man, I really hope that person's still alive. We're going to start with Snowshoe. We never start with Snowshoe. We're going to start with Snowshoe, damn it.
Oh, boy. Hi, it's me, Snowshoe. I'm playing Krebin, the earth spirit in the form of a dog. I was at a temple for quite a while, and also under a spell. So, was I around before? Was I mentally around before or after the comment, started? I can't remember.
You regained your memory.
I'm reading this. Yeah.
You regained your memory after the comet happened. Well, after the comet happened, but this question still could apply to you from your.
Oh no, I was trying to think. I'm like, well, there was that time way before the comet.
Yeah, I mean, whatever
that,
clicks with you.
That this person came through the woods. They I don't remember their name because they, at that time I just didn't care. But you know what? They were really upset, and they were telling me about how their sister took their goat. And I always wondered if they ever got their goat back. And I pray to the sun sometimes, hoping that they got it. They got it back.
That is Snowshoe playing the earth spirit Krebin in the form of a dog. Going up the list, we're going to go next to the one, the only, Kaz.
Hello, my name is Kaz. I will be playing Donron, the half-elf fight whore. Donron wonders if... Who? You know, let's go with Sokol.
God damn, that was mine!
Good. This works on many accounts now. He wonders if all Sokol is still around, because I need somebody to run that fucking school.
That is Kaz playing Doran, the half-elf fighter. Next up on the list, Curly. Are you going to keep your answer? Are you going to change your answer? Introduce yourself.
I mean, I wouldn't know the answer that other people did to the fourth wall, but I guess, yes, I am Curly. I am playing the druid Furby. He's a furbolg. Yeah, I mean, Furby's been wondering what's happened to Soulcall since Mogam, because I think that's the last time we saw him. And if it needs to be different, I think Jalen. I'm still kind of like, how's Jalen?
Isn't Jalen at the
Is she at Seven
part?
Gates or the Heart?
You left Jalen at Muthemni.
Yeah, like broke her foot or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm actually. You know what? Yeah. Furby's worried about Jalen just because we don't have Jalen's favorite best friend anymore along with us. So yeah, I wonder how Jalen's doing.
That is Furby, the Curly playing Furby, the Furbolg druid. Top of the list, Carissa. Say hi, Carissa.
Hello, I am Carissa. I am playing Britt Barrel, a monk and a dwarf, and swear to
I wonder if
Moradin.
Davryl's all right.
no.
Wow, dude. Wow,
Obvi.
dude.
Obvi choice.
Wow, dude.
No, but
That's
honestly,
fucking toxic, bruh.
the first person that came to my head, do you guys remember way back when you kept a spider egg from a spider?
Oh yeah,
This
old
was
Spider
when-
Buddy.
Yeah, and we got Yeoman,
We left a
Elizabeth
large
Yeoman.
amount of corpses for the spider to eat when it erupted.
I think I lit the web on fire, destroyed
me?
some crap. But there was like a kid who came with us to like show us the caves where the spiders were. I swear there was like some young kid with like a whiny voice who took us there, and swear that is the first person I thought of when you asked the question, Steve.
No, that was Steve the whole time.
I wonder how that
I-
pimply faced kid is doing.
I never make annoying, high-pitched, and whiny kid characters.
It
Who threw
wasn't
boogers?
you. It was someone else. Also, that spider.
What spider? The one you lit on fire?
No.
the one that we left the spider in the
On an island.
and on
Remember-
Oh, that
on
spider,
Murphy's
yeah.
Island
We
with a
held
bunch
the,
of
like,
corpses. to eat.
First,
they
we
weren't
carried it
corpses.
around in the sack
Sack
of
of-
holding,
Yeah.
which had a bunch of water in it, and you just like kept it in there, and then we
Yeah.
dropped it off.
And then we
on
put
an
a bunch
island.
of equipment in it. We sold that equipment, and then at some point, I think it was Britt that destroyed the sack.
Yeah, I broke it.
somehow.
I set the web on fire. I broke the bag of holding.
All right, that's
This
canon.
is not
guys.
looking good.
Good.
Those are our heroes of Dynamite D&D. Let's see, what happened last time? Last time on Dynamite D&D, the heroes were continuing their investigation into the city of Tandem. Doran, having been told that he has to wait until his father will see him, went to explore the town, figured out that many of the shopkeepers
Make his ass wait.
still recognize
Yeah,
old
yeah.
Doran, even though he's grown up since the snot-nosed kid he used to be, running around the streets of Tandem. What else happened? Furby and Britt also ran around town a little bit. Furby bought a fancy new staff. Britt was investigating the details behind the orc who was supposed to be executed tomorrow at sunset, and began looking into details there. Doran and Britt and Furby and Krebin all pretty much learned from around the town that, yeah, the orc was set to be executed tomorrow at sunset. The retainer, the Viscount's retainer, one of the government officials, had been found dead, murdered in
Murder?
the Temple of Samarkand, which is the seat of government in Tandem. And shortly after the body was discovered, an orc was discovered just skulking on the outskirts of the moat. And of course, everybody put two and two together. Of course, the orc is guilty, so the orc's going to get sentenced to execution. There is a group of protesters who are half orcs who are saying that this is unfair because the orc got no trial. So they're trying to postpone the execution and call for justice. Doran met a half-elf in the lobby of his father's estate named Liesel,
Yes. Easel.
was trying to beg Doran's father, the prestigious merchant Faust, of the Faust name, to use his influence to help the cause and bring justice to the city of Tandem. The heroes decided to check out the murder scene for themselves. They went to the place where the body was discovered, getting there through a little bit of bribery, a little bit of subterfuge, a little bit of
My favorite
shifty
thing.
actions.
Line those pockets.
They made it to the scene, which had already been cleaned up, but Britt Barrel noticed a small score mark on the wall that could only have been left by a very fine fine-edged weapon. They searched the area around the moat where the orc had been found, and while they were doing that, they saw a figure shifting around behind the trees in the Eldenwood, which of course surrounds the moat as well. They trailed the figure, followed the tracks, and wound up at Corvidus Manor, where
Corvidus.
Doran, tired of all this indirectness, kicked in the door,
Hell yeah,
hopped
baby.
inside, and went
Oh,
upstairs. Britt followed close behind, but as Britt entered, a guard showed up, and the guard was worried about what happened. Britt managed to convince the guard that everything was fine, so the guard asked Britt to leave while he investigated the property. Britt, of course, knowing that Doran was inside, tried to distract him. That moment, Krebin jumped in and started running around, being an adorable little dog, distracting everybody for Britt.
Damn right. Use
Got
my
the
kittens.
guard to delay the search while Doran dove under a bed and discovered Lord Corvidus himself, who appears to have been the figure that was skulking around. Doran convinced Corvidus that he wasn't going to hurt him as long as he cooperated. So Corvidus went downstairs and told the guard everything was fine. They learned from Corvidus that he had seen the orc that night. The orc and a unknown half-orc slipped in through the exterior city wall through some unknown gap. The wall supposedly was solid, but he figures there must be some sort of secret entrance unbeknownst to anybody. But a half-orc with filed-down tusks led the orc into the city and told the orc to wait on the outskirts of the moat. Shortly after, the half-orc disappeared, and the guards arrived to capture the orc. Corvidus believes it was a setup, but who and why, for what purpose? These are the questions that elude the Triton Corvidus. We rejoin our heroes now as they figure out what to do next. Heroes, the adventure is yours.
No.
So we're at the manor, right?
Yes.
We're at the core of a Dustmana.
So let's see.
I like your discovery, right? So
Whose discovery?
wasn't there a discovery of a pathway?
Oh,
A pathway.
wait. What was Lord
Uh,
Corvidus planning to do?
He wasn't really planning to do anything.
He just feels better that he confessed his witness.
Yeah, he saw something, he didn't do anything about it, so he was kind of feeling guilt. So the fact that he feels like he's done his due diligence in saying what he saw, he made him feel better.
Okay.
But Chekhov's gun wise, I'm reading his manners like bookmark. Most of the locals are convinced that Corvidus is not his real name, but one that is appropriated from a former companion. There's more to Corvidus than meets the eye.
Probably.
But what do we do?
But Furby's not the
now?
one to push him on that. So
Are we still at his manor, or didn't
Yeah.
we?
I thought so.
Yeah, you're there.
That's where we stopped.
He's shuffling his feet nervously and kind of leaning towards the door. Everybody roll an insight check.
Oh, hold on. To get it open.
Sure will, bud.
I love rolling dice.
I love it. I love when they're so
Insight.
like single digits.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's my favorite
Someone
part.
got a 20.
Britt,
I
Krebin,
got 20.
Brit-
-2.
Britt, Krebin, and Doran notice the body language that Corvus is displaying means he's uncomfortable with so many people in his house. You get the feeling that he'd be more comfortable if he left.
Okay,
Okay.
a social problem, this one.
I mean, Corbin didn't Krebin. Corbin, goddamn it! Didn't Krebin sniff something out here? Like,
Well, not here. I sniffed
Oh, okay.
something back at the guard.
Krebin.
At the temple, yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we just take a stroll out to the cemetery? Leave Corbin to his sanctuary.
Yes, we might need more information from you at a later date, but we wish to not make you any more uncomfortable than we already have, and I apologize for your door. So,
I was gonna say, are we sending someone over to fix this door?
Well, we have the means. We hope that we can count on you as a friend in future endeavors.
I pray that you do not, but I wish you well, and I hope you use the information that I've given
for
you.
you if you did.
Don't worry. I will pay for the door and any other damages to the house that we have occurred.
My dad will do it.
He actually doesn't. Never mind about the door.
I-
Never mind about the door. You don't need to pay for the door. It's all fine. Just pretend nothing ever happened. Pretend you weren't even here. Don't worry about anything. It's all fine.
I exist.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
He's
So
being
it's-
really weird.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's being hella weird. All right. I still say we take our exit and not make any more of a fuss of it for now.
This guy's already had a hard night, right?
Yeah. We have a lot.
We
of
chased
shit
him through
to
the
fucking-
woods. Or, I mean, we slowly chased him through the woods.
Yeah, but now I want to explore his house. Now I want to like look behind bookshelves and under rugs.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
take
we
that
can
initiative.
sneak in again.
Yeah.
Is he gonna? We should see if he watches us on the way out, and we. Open
Furby
the
starts to
window.
leave because everyone said out loud that they're going to leave. So Furby starts to walk out.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave too. Maybe we come back.
You exit Corvidus Manor. He props the door closed behind you, and you can hear various shuffling, clunking, heavy furniture moving from within.
Is he barricading the door?
I was
Oh,
gonna
absolutely, he's barricading the door.
Say, he's sketchy. Britt tries to peer in a window. I want to see him do it.
Can we put Krebin through a window?
You have to be nice.
Roll a perception check.
Back side of the building.
He
Perception
probably
check?
covered all the windows with. Like,
You got to be quick
paper
though.
or
It's where he
something.
was.
Yeah. 15.
You see a handful of windows. Can you see through? Yeah, you
she
can see
jumps.
through.
I'll
Why
lift
not?
Brit. I'll lift Brit up.
Yes, you see
All
him.
right.
You see him barricading the front door.
That's all he's doing.
And he's takes him a while. Yes, to move heavy furniture by himself. Yes.
Insert
He's just
dog.
making sure that we can't get back in.
That's fine. I think we leave him alone for now.
Respect to
We-
property. He's fine.
Yeah, he gave us good information that we can use. This might be our golden ticket into fucking over my dad somehow.
Is that the goal?
So now, we have,
For me, always yes.
now we have more
me
information.
and my father are locked into an internal battle.
I mean, I feel like he's winning because he's got you waiting.
No. He has won but a mere battle.
Okay.
The war is long and arduous.
So we now have new information, but I don't know what to do with this information. And I feel that potentially we wait until you meet your dad to do anything with
I don't
it.
know because we don't have.
I mean, it was nighttime, right? So are we waiting until morning for your dad, or what time we got on your dad timer?
I don't fucking know. He's a weirdo. I don't know if we have enough time to make post haste for this. It will be tomorrow night. I don't know if this is something we should move with quickly and
There's an old graveyard
to me.
nearby. Who knows?
I mean, we could still check that out, but I think maybe at some point we should take this information to one of the guard captains in the town and see if we can at least get a stay on the execution.
That's way over here.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe do
Right.
that during the day.
Britt just starts wandering around the graveyard reading the headstones.
Oh, headstones. There are many old headstones.
Old stone.
Doran, as a former resident of the city, knows that most of these headstones belong to the early settlers of Tandem who perished at the hands of orcs before the city wall had ever been built. It's an old graveyard. It's definitely not a new graveyard. Bodies are not buried here in modern times. This is all
Used to be more respectable.
old gravestones.
Okay, do I see any like weirdly like dug up spots, like freshly turned ground at all?
Roll an investigation check.
Good question. That dog's smart.
23
Good boy.
investigation. You do, in fact, see a few spots of freshly turned earth.
I go. I'm gonna. Oh, hey guys. Hey. Tss, tss. There's something weird over here. I want to go over and dig
will
at
follow the dog.
Yeah, no, I follow the dog everywhere.
it.
As do I.
You follow Krebin. Excuse me. You follow Krebin, and the
Greaves.
first spot of earth that you notice has been the first point on the cemetery that looks like it had recently been disturbed. The headstone says, "Here lies Buzz Rockgut. The fire only slowed him down."
All right.
Buzz.
The fire.
What? The
Do I know
fire slowed
Buzz?
him down.
And you say Krebin is going to dig?
Yeah, or
Why?
at least smell. I don't know.
Well, you tell me what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I was gonna sniff around it to see if I could, perceive if there's like anyone's.
What is
I don't-
Krebin? What is
Krebin, roll perception check.
drawing you to this?
I don't know. It smelled. I thought it smelled funny, but maybe not.
The scent of the old decay and rot of the graveyard overpowers any other scent that you may or may not have picked up.
Can Furby reach out with his knowledge of death and decay and life, and see if anything might feel amiss to him compared to like the normal like feelings you'd find in a graveyard?
You may make a
Like-
nature check.
All right, thank you.
I wanna-
closed my character.
Because Krebin said they noticed like freshly dug earth, right?
Oh, girl!
Jesus Christ.
That is correct,
love-
Doran.
Ooh, that was fancy.
Furby, everything in the graveyard seems to have been following the natural progression of decay.
Okay, so Krebin, this seems like a normal grave. I mean, trust me, I know death.
Can I look for like trails
This is
or
absolutely natural.
tracks of like in and out, like kind of foot traffic or
Doran, roll
Marks.
an investigation check.
Sweet, that's what I wanted. Gonna start calling me goddamn Batman.
Nature Batman.
Doran, you can see that there are definitely tracks that come in and out of the graveyard, but you can see that it's a jumble of foot traffic that obviously has not been trying to be hidden or anything. You can reasonably assume that people do come into the graveyard to walk around and look around. Yes, you do find a smattering of tracks of all different shapes and sizes.
But necessarily nothing out of place. Nothing like.
Well, you don't see signs of a scuffle, if that's what you mean. You don't see like
more like signs of like removal, right? Like maybe a lot of foot traffic around a particular grave, and then maybe like marks of dragging or like scuff marks of like a shovel or something like that.
You do not perceive as much.
Okay. And that's fine with me. My perception is perception of the
Perception. Yeah, no, Furby's convinced at this point everything is on the up and up here. We should not disturb any of these graves. Crabs. Unless you have another reason why. In regards to the
uncontrollable urge to dig.
You don't see any marks, but like I'm sure there's some marks here.
I trust you, but on my end, as far as sanctification and what's the opposite?
maybe there's.
What do you mean
spiritual-
marks? What
Maybe
kind of marks?
Maybe they're like spirit marks. I don't know. I see
spirit
marks.
marks.
I didn't.
What do you mean though, when
Krebin-
you say
Krebin
marks?
describes the signs of shovel traffic that Doran was looking for but couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, I see marks.
Krebin
They're
can
right
tell
there.
somebody dug this grave up recently.
Yes.
Dug it up.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
it was someone was buried
Well-
and then they dug them back up, or
Could,
like
could Furby
grave
tell
was-
roughly
Someone
the feeling of
used a
age?
shovel. To dig down into the soil.
it could have just been that someone was recently buried.
What did I just
Not
say
in
about
this
the old
graveyard.
grave?
Gravestone has been
It's an
Yeah.
old.
Doran tells that this grave site is very old. There was
So
a couple of new
that
ones
concerns
built.
Furby. Like I would be interested in what's under here.
Yeah. This was more of a place where
A swap and
Well,
replace.
I'm convinced that I can start digging. I'm convinced to dig.
What's the closest thing that Furby has to a shovel?
your
A
staff.
dog.
I don't want to fuck that up. Are you kidding me? Look at
I
that
can
all
dig.
in the
I'm
goop.
a dog.
I
It's what I
don't
do.
mess with desecrating.
Wait,
You ever
don't.
watch?
Leaves,
You ever
but
watch
I'll
a
watch.
dog dig? It's so long, arduous.
I thought I was going to say I thought Britt had a shovel, but it's an axe that Britt picked up.
You could dig.
Would
with
you
the
like
axe.
to use my axe?
No. We'll let
I'll
Furby
watch.
and the dog handle the digging.
All right, I want to dig in that spot.
Go ahead and start digging.
All right, Krebin, roll a d20.
Yes. D20.
Damn it.
And roll. Seriously.
Ooh, roll off. Krebin, choose a representative to roll again.
Choose a
I'll come in with
representative?
digging. I got Furby paws.
Kirby
Krebin,
really wants to dig.
Furby, roll a d20.
Oh shit, where'd the new dice thing go?
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Ooh. It's not there. There it is. 1d20. I didn't have the main thing on. Hey, boys.
Oh, Furby is unlucky, for at this moment, a guard comes into the graveyard and sees Krebin and Furby disturbing the grave.
Damn it.
Hey, what are you doing there? Hey, stop that! Stop that! Guard shuffles in. He is a. I'm gonna make this guard a Dragonborn. I haven't seen a good old Dragonborn in a long time.
Oh no.
Dragonborn. I say, what
Didn't
are
we
you
just
doing
leave a
there?
bunch of
Noble
Dragonborn?
Dragonborn. Noble What are you doing there? Stop that. How dare you desecrate this earth?
Furby attempts charm person.
Furby begins to cast a spell. Cast your spell.
Are you serious?
Come on, wisdom guard.
Stand by. Wisdom.
The thing is, if he
save.
breaks it, he knows that I'm charming him.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
All right. You charm the guard. Charmed by you until the end of your next turn. A charmed creature regards you as friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. The duration is 1 hour. So this creature is charmed for 1 hour.
So I tell the guard, please, friend, make sure that no one else stumbles across this graveyard tonight. And then I send him off to the front of the graveyard, wherever he came from.
Well,
Wherever
you
he came
can't-
from.
You can't command him, but
Oh,
he
okay.
does see you. He's like,
Like, we're not doing
oh,
anything.
well, my friend, what brings you out in this fine afternoon? Have you come to pay your respects to our founding explorers, founding settlers?
Yeah, we actually found an error in one of the gravestones here, and we're actually fixing it. It's one of the things we do at the night duty. You know all about it, friend. And I whisper to Krebin, we have an hour.
Krebin starts digging quietly.
We'll get this
Uh,
done and taken care of before anyone else decides to come to the graveyard.
Roll
Thank you
a
for your service, guard.
Deception check with advantage.
Oh, come on, more checks.
Yeah, maybe.
Ugh.
Oh, what
I
a
love it.
tangled
I don't know
web.
why.
you-
Should I also roll?
Guard. All right. 315. That'll be enough.
Hey.
Huh, interesting. I've never heard of such a duty, but then, well, Tandem is always changing. A city of progress, I say.
He's gonna be so mad.
Very well. I'll make sure you aren't disturbed in your work. Keep up the good work, friend. Perhaps we
quicker,
shall
Greg.
get a drink at the tavern later.
The same tavern we always do. Ha ha ha.
You should have
Why have
hit him
we-
up for a drink.
He assumes we're friends
Why have we
Uh,
not been using that more often?
The Dragonborn walks away.
because it's a gamble, baby. And the worst part is, after the spell fades, they know they were charmed, which is
Mhm.
like, here comes the mounting fucking demon army.
All right, let's keep digging.
All right, maybe I'll help them dig because we only got an hour now.
I will not dig up a grave, but I will happily
Look,
watch
if-
the
if-
rest of you do it.
If we don't get this done in time, we have to knock
If we
that guy out.
don't-
Oh.
We gotta leave.
I mean, it's only a grave if there's a body in here.
I'll be the lookout.
It takes you 15 minutes working cooperatively to dig up the grave.
All right,
At,
what do we notice?
at 1619, the
He's
spell
got
will
wooden
end.
teeth.
You dig up an ancient old coffin that has all but rotted away. Oh shoot, has it rotted? Yeah, it has. It has. An ancient old coffin that has all but rotted away. As you get to the coffin, you can see signs that it had been disturbed relatively recently. Although it is a rotting coffin, yes, you can see definite signs that the lid was stove in by some sort of tool.
That's rude. Wasn't us. We didn't do it.
Was there like anything noticeably taken, or is there just so much rot that you couldn't tell if something was like removed or not? Like
Do you have any idea who Buzz Rockgut is?
rock-
can I get a history
rock?
check for it?
Is it rock gut or rock?
Hmm.
Rock gut or rot?
Sure, Doran, make a
Gut.
history check.
All right.
I want to write it in my notes.
Rog gut.
Oh, all right. Doran rolled high. Excuse me. Buzz Rockgut was a dwarf, and you know that he was. Doran, roll a d6.
A d6.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doran knows that Buzz Rockgut was a dwarf and was indeed one of the early settlers here and was wealthy. Well, Buzz Rockgut was a wealthy dwarven individual.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So he would have been buried with valuables.
Possibly, yeah. Doran is like Doran says, tells what he knows. He's heard tales of most of the founders being from Tandem and having to live in high society. You learn of these things as kind of the education of the town. But as far as the burial itself, I wouldn't necessarily know what he was buried with. But
How old is Tandem?
Tandem is. When did Tandem spring up?
Would have been like when his father was alive? Like younger, I mean?
I mean,
When
how
Doran's
long
father was
has
young?
the Great
Yeah,
Devoid
yeah.
been around?
Sorry.
Tandem
Like-
was in existence before. No, I'm gonna say Tandem was still just a small village 200 years ago when the Great War broke out. After the Great War, when things started calming down and people felt safe, just in the land in general, that's when they started coming around. So Tandem has been around for probably 150 years.
Okay. And Doran's father is younger than that. Because Doran's half elf.
Doran, how old is your father, Doran? He's an elf, so the sky's the
Oh,
limit.
yeah.
You tell me.
I thought he was half elf or human. I couldn't-
no. My dad's elf. My mom's
He's
a
felt.
human. I'm
That was
half
it.
elf.
That was it.
I think, how old did I make Doran? Let's see.
I mean, your father could very well be one of the original
Yeah,
settlers,
he
which is
could
why he's
be.
such a big shot.
And you're such a new whiny snot in his harem of children.
Let's say he's hit his first century, so he's like 100.
Oh, well, I wouldn't
Does
maybe.
does he know the hermits?
Probably.
We could
He
we
probably
could
knows
ask
of
we
them.
could ask him about Buzz, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we can find that information out almost anywhere else. That's probably easier than this guy.
Well, so Buzz's grave was disturbed by someone, and they took something that we don't know. This is the best mystery.
Is there any smells that you might feel? Like what was here?
I would like to smell if I can.
You already
Buzz's
smelled
body is
earlier.
here,
Yeah,
right?
I did. I didn't know if that counted, if it would be different, because I'm closer to the actual.
Missing item?
Now
Missing-
the stench of the grave has opened up, so it's even more overpowering.
Fair
No,
enough.
that's just Furby.
All you smell is decay and rot.
Was there anything else in the coffin, or just?
I don't think we opened it. I think we just saw it smooshed.
Krebin is correct.
Oh. Oh. Do we want to open it?
You said you didn't want to go in here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I said we
Wow.
and not I.
Gatekeeping Krebin.
By we, I mean you. Do you want to open it?
I mean, I'll open it, but I don't want to insult anyone else.
Well, how are
Doran,
we to know
Furby?
what's really going on if we haven't looked inside?
I mean, let's open it.
I don't know if Furby wants to be part of that. I'm just going to be here on the outside then.
All right, go away.
I
Get out.
thought you loved death.
No, I respect death. I don't necessarily. There's no reason for me to want to push into unless I have a really good reason to mess with the already deceased.
Yeah. I'm here for
I
it.
respect the concept of death. Like people have to die, but like
Look, we don't have a lot
undeath
of time.
is shitty. But you know,
I'm down. I'll follow suit of the dog. Let's open it.
Doran and Krebin open the coffin. You see the skeletal remains of Buzz Rockgut, the dwarf.
Hey, what's up, Buzz?
You can see he was buried in fine clothing, which has mostly turned to dust, although some slivers of golden thread can still be seen in the ragged edges. You notice that several of the skeleton's fingers are missing.
Or they-
Rings.
I don't know. Do they look like they've been cut, or are they just popped off kind of vibe?
They look like
Well,
they
He
were.
was probably
They look like they've been broken off.
Ooh.
probably a skeleton, so they probably just snatch and grabbed.
We never know if he was buried with cut fingers or not.
Well, if it
probably
well,
didn't happen when he was alive.
yeah, but this is something that happened recently,
were
so we have to
snapped off.
assume
Okay.
it's part of the recent happening.
I've been watching a lot of detective shows, so I'm kind of like really big on the details.
Ah, crap. OBS quit unexpectedly.
Oh no!
Oh, by stream.
We'll be back.
They can't
I'm
hear
just
us.
Love you.
imagining the detective
miss you.
show that is Krebin. Like, Krebin, the detective dog.
Woof.
And we're
I
back.
take my
Krebs
minigun.
NYC.
Krebs, willing to go where no dog's gone before.
Wait, what is
Sniffing
this
up
world?
all the crime.
What's this world called?
Land.
The land.
The land.
The Land. Krebin, the land detective.
The land detective!
Land shark Krebin. Who's got
Krebin stole-
who's got a docked tail and cute spots?
What are you doing now?
Oh, are we back?
I think. Ooh, excuse me.
I
I think we have. all
Furby
of
wants to
them.
fill in his grave then at this
Yeah.
point.
Furby.
I think we close it back up. I think we have all of the information we kind of need. Obviously, we'll have to kind of put more pieces to the puzzle together. But I
We
think know-
have less than an hour to get away from this guard before he is
Yeah.
rudely
Let-
aware
let's-
of his predicament.
Let's
Takes
let's
another
make
15
haste.
minutes to fill the grave back in.
Okay. What time is it?
It is 15:58, almost 15:59.
What's the weather like?
The weather is
Torrential rain today.
clear skies today.
Let's go around the area that doesn't involve where the guard went and just go out, like
Well,
maybe
we
like
gotta
up
fill the
and
grave
around, like
in.
this way maybe,
Shouldn't we fill the grave in?
and then we can decide from there where we're gonna go. We should get out of the graveyard before this guy is uncharmed.
Let's
Our
do
old
it.
buddy, old pal.
Let's make
Well,
haste.
Did you still want to go to the guard place and talk about?
Yeah. I think so. I think it's kind of the
We can
best
follow
bet.
the pathway up right there.
I want to see if we can get a stay of the execution.
We're going to this place.
Yeah. P.
Okay. We're
You
gonna
pushing P?
try to talk to the guard that found the body.
I think if we can give the information and get the stay of execution and say that we have more information, but we need access to things. Yeah, because no matter what, I don't think walking in here and trying to flex who we are is going to be enough. I think we have to prove that we know things that'll be helpful,
Right.
if they
Right.
allow us to work.
I mean, does our current information suffice as enough information to?
We will find out when we ask them.
Okay.
Well, we know that it's a half orc. We know that there are scorch marks, and we knew this dude named Uhtred was on duty. I don't remember if we talked to Uhtred.
But we also don't know how deep the corruption goes, so we want to kind of play it by ear.
I agree.
You walk up to the Tandem Guard Corps. It takes another 15 minutes to walk from one end of the city to the other. You have 3 minutes before the spell wears off.
All right. I am asking.
The Guard Corps is a militaristic building. You can see a barracks as well as a training ground, which are currently abuzz with activity. You can see guardsmen and guardspeople training with sword, shield, and all manner of different weaponry, drilling and training. Dora knows that they are very methodical and vigorous in their training to defend against the orc raids which plague this town, this city.
I find security personnel and ask to speak to a guard captain.
You know that the guard captain is Kalen Doruzur, as well as Furby and Britt actually talked to Kalen Doruzur earlier when he was
Mhm.
scoping out the protesters. And you can
Yes.
actually see him shouting orders at the yard to the guards people who are training.
I'm gonna try to get his attention and not necessarily disturb. I want to be as respectful as I can here. I'm trying to earn
respectful?
favor. Yes, look.
Sick
You know-
today.
I use what I need to when I can.
What's next? Furby gonna insult somebody?
Never.
Bizarro world. You can easily get the guard captain's attention. An imposing half-orc, Kalen Doruzur, turns to you and snorts. Huh. And what do you want this time, Earsling? You know Earsling to be a colloquialism. That's a bit of an insult.
An elf thing.
Just somebody who's like inexperienced.
I need I need to borrow your ear. I need to give you some information that I have.
Borrow my ear, eh? You're not gonna cut it off and pin it on your wall in some sort of sick gladiator trophy, are ya?
Not on this day.
Well, then what do you need?
I have some information about this execution that is supposed to be going on later tomorrow. I need to ask for your favor in securing a stay of execution and allowing me and my team to do more investigating.
You wish to postpone the execution? On
Yes,
what
I know.
grounds?
I know it is a lot to ask, but we have come into some information that the orc currently held in the barracks is not the one responsible for what has happened.
And what evidence do you have to support this claim?
We have some eyewitness testimony, and we have some markings that we noticed at the Viscount's estate that don't seem to match up the things that everyone is being told.
You have an eyewitnesses?
Yes.
Will they swear up under oath?
Yes. But unfortunately, they also think that there is a lot of corruption happening and they are scared to speak. So until we can secure a bit more information and let them know that things would be safe for them to do so, we cannot say that they will at this time.
Well, unless you bring me an oath giver, then there's no way I can stay the execution. The order has been handed down by Viscount Lastimosa himself.
I thought that would be an issue.
Can we talk to Viscount?
And you talk to the Viscount. What kind of person is the Viscount?
Just a simple furbolg trying to talk to a Viscount.
I need a sec. I gotta run to the upstairs real quick.
Donron runs upstairs.
To possibly either pee or take care of a plumbing issue or some kind of frozen thing.
Shoot. I need Donron to roll a check, but he's not here.
I'll roll it for him.
Donron is the speaker. Donron has to roll. I will roll for Donron.
He has
since
the
I have
conch.
that ability. Donron is going to roll a charisma check.
I don't accept this roll.
This is a social situation, and Donron has the elegant courtier, which gives
Middle rate.
a bonus check equal to the wisdom modifier. Dorn's wisdom is 2, so instead of a 10, it's a 12. And the opposing individual is going to roll. Ho!
Yes.
As Donron is talking with the guard captain and asks, well, can we speak to the Viscount? A look of what can only be described as consternation appears upon the guard captain's face.
He's constipated?
Seems unwilling to answer that question, but the question is answered for him. As an individual comes out of the shield wall that has been being drilled in the guard corps. The shield wall, of course, formation of soldiers interlocking their shields to stand against an opponent. A figure comes out of the shield wall and says, "Did I hear someone call my name? I am Joven Lastimosa. Who calls for my attention?"
Lastimosa.
The guard captain sighs in defeat. Viscount Lastimosa, these 3 individuals. Donron, you missed it. You all
You didn't
died.
roll, bud.
You all.
Sorry.
Lastimosa revealed.
So, as you asked the guard captain if you can speak with the Viscount, guard captain looked distraught, and before he could say anything, somebody who was drilling with the soldiers in the yard turns around and says, "Did somebody say my name? I am Joven Lastimosa, Viscount of Tandem. How may I be of service?" The guard captain clearly did not want this encounter to happen, but he steps aside. Viscount, these individuals say that they wish to speak with you. Oh, my dear word! We have a half-elf, a dwarf, and a furbolg, and a very cute, adorable little doggy. May I pet your doggy?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
sure.
Hello, a doggy. Pat, 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 pat.
He does
Um,
enjoy
I
a
give
good pot.
into it. Can
Krebin loves it.
Can I
Krebin show
smell it?
belly.
I want to.
Krebin show belly.
I wanna to show belly, but I kind of want to like smell him a little bit,
I am.
as like I want to see if I recognize his scent somewhere.
Like if it smells like he pulled any fingers off of any corpses.
Like maybe if he
recently.
has been digging in
Maybe.
a grave.
Yeah, maybe if
Hoven
he-
Lastimosa has a unique blend of A, sweat, because he was just now training in the shield wall, and 2, cologne and perfumed scents that indicate a high status.
He's very potent in the floral and
Show your belly.
body odor. I did show my belly.
I am not
Didn't
sure
like it though.
if you know who I am, but I am Doran Faust.
Oh, throwing that name
You
around
are
now, huh?
young Doran Faust of the Faust Mercantile.
Yes,
I
that
hear
I am.
your father has been looking for you. Have you spoken with him?
Not yet. We have set an audience. We like to handle things very diplomatically in our family.
He has told me a great deal about you, Mr. Doran.
I hope good things. But knowing him, probably of the unfortunate.
Oh, you really do not know your father very well, do you, Sir Doran? But I
I
digress. It is none of my business. I am sorry.
I have been.
Your father does not always approve of the way I rule Tandem, but his money is good, and so I keep him in close counsel.
Yes, and I'm sure he
As
has
you-
much great respect for you.
And I,
Um,
Sir Doran, have great respect for you, for you left this place to become a gladiator in the arena, the combat of steel upon steel, looking into a man's eyes and taking his life, feeling it drain and ebb away from him as you hold him close like a lover. Ha! The thrill! The closest I can get to this is here, training with my men. They won't let me 17 miles away from a battle, near a battle. They won't let me 17 miles near a battle, but I insist that I train with them to keep my skill up for someday. Who knows? Who
That is
knows?
that is such a respectful thing for such a member of high society to do, to train and keep the vigor of battle in their eye. But I digress. There are more pressing matters in which I need to talk to you about.
Oh, I see, I see. Well then, shall we retire to the sitting chambers? Will you
Please.
accompany me, my good Furbolg? And he loops his arm into Furby's elbows.
Furby is always happy to have a friend, and I reciprocate and walk on with my good friend.
This way! Tell me, how many men have you killed?
I mean, men is a question. I mean, they are usually in our situations already undead, if
A
you
lot
will.
of undead.
So you have
Lot
been
of
battling the
undead, so
undead.
not-
I see, I see.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd call them men in your realm.
Well, once upon a time they may have been men. Now undead
They-
horrors. We see them from time to time here. They scrabble up and scratch themselves into dust against our walls.
Can I describe like a creature that wasn't man based but was also a skeleton undead? Like just something from Furby's like history. Like, hey, but this guy, what would you think about this one? This one was talking.
He drinks up your stories eagerly,
Thank you.
yearning for an adventure that you sense he may never have. You have since retired to the sitting chamber. He continues to absent-mindedly scratch at Krebin's head.
I'll allow it.
Scratch.
So we understand. We want you to understand. We have come across some information on the orc that is in custody for murdering your assistant viscount.
Go on.
We think he is not, or they are not the perpetrator. We think that they were set up in such a manner.
And what makes you think this? This intriguing news.
We have a person who witnessed a few things that happened outside of your estate that night.
And who is this mysterious person?
That, unfortunately, I cannot say at this time.
A mystery that goes deeper still. Intriguing.
Yes. We have been working the lands, doing a lot of investigating in our time, and we have come across a lot of things and have been noted in our investigation skills, and we were to be able to investigate these things a little bit further. But to do so, we would need to stay the execution.
I see. To stay the execution or let it proceed as planned. The dice have been cast. Does Joven Lastimosa believe Doran
Now-
Faust, or does he play it safe and let the crowd have what they want? What would you do
Well-
in my position, I wonder? Dear Furbolg, what would you do in my position?
In my opinion, good sir, the truth is going to come out at some point. It usually does in the sense of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I understand your need to
Doran is
quell
very nervous.
the fears and anxiety of the current crowd, but at the same time, it would look quite bad if you made a
Yes.
rash decision now, and then the truth came out later that it was incorrect. No one as a leader would like to be incorrect,
But-
as far as I've seen.
But you must agree, surely killing an orc is no rash decision. We've killed them for centuries. The orcs,
In
they
battle.
raid here, they come to kill us. And we kill
In
them.
battle and
In-
with honor.
But in your town, those same orcs or orc kind or orc adjacent attempt to live amongst you as people, just like anyone else.
We have no quarrel with the half-orcs in this city. If anything, the half-orcs have started their quarrel with the government, with their protests, disturbing the
Yes.
peace. It is just one orc.
I
What
can
would
tell
be
you
the
from
harm
our
in
short
raising-
experience in your town in general, your small orc inquiries are slightly higher than you are anticipating at this point. They may take umbrage heavily on the fact of there's not a fair trial going on this orc at this point. And I know that, on your opinion, it might already be a fair trial. Orc done did bad, right? But we have plenty of evidence at this point to think that there may be something else going on. And if you give us a little bit of time, we might actually make all of Tandem a lot healthier and a lot safer for all those inhabitants that are here.
He fingers his goatee. I will tell you what. I will make you a deal. The orc in question is being held right here at the guard HQ.
Mm-hmm.
I will put this orc under your custody.
Okay.
She will be yours to guard or to execute as you see fit. Doran, you are a child of Tandem, a native born, the prodigal son returned, as it were. Most of the citizens here who have any sort of status know who you are. They will see you as having authority. Perhaps it will even put you back into better graces with your father that I have given you this charge, eh?
This is
That-
not really unusual.
Not really.
So the deal
Um,
is this. You shall take hold of the prisoner.
Okay.
And if this prisoner runs amok in town while under your charge, well then, she will be penalized, as will you. So, Mr. Doran,
Just Doran?
Keep a watchful eye on this prisoner. She is a handful. I look forward to seeing what you can accomplish.
I want to throw this out there, Mr. Viscount.
Do go on, my dear Furbolg. He
I
pats
want to
your
offer this
large
as
bicep, gives a little squeeze.
as an honor of trust, as a symbol of trust.
Mhm.
What if I take the place of the orc, and then you release the orc to my party, and they can use the orc to discover
Why are
what
you-
has happened?
Why are you adding things to the deal? You didn't
We'll
need to
trade
add
places.
to the-
I will
You
stay.
didn't need to add to
I
the
will stay
deal.
and take the fate of the orc. If the orc can work with my party and friends.
Well, now this is an unforeseen turn of events, is it not? This is
Doran
the stuff
starts-
of life.
Doran starts rubbing his
Mr.
temples.
Doran, I will gladly take you under custody, my dear Furbolg.
Don't know why you had to do
A
that.
trade it is. I do love a good trade. You should appreciate a good trade, Master Doran.
Yes, indeed I do. Indeed I do. I always love a great, good, unnecessary trade.
Very well, then. We shall escort you, dear Furbolg, to the holding cells.
Got it. That's where I'm living now.
Guard Captain Kalen, please escort this dear Furbolg to the cage where we are holding the orc. I know you are listening in on our conversations. You know all the details. Make it happen. The guard
Whine.
captain.
I whine as he goes away.
The guard captain takes Furby by the arm and leads you into the holding cell area. You see an orc female locked up in a cell. Her arms and legs are shackled. Guard captain opens up the cell, beckons her to come out.
One in, one out, baby.
She does not move. It's gonna be one of those days, is it?
I try to impart. I don't want to use voice, but Furby would try to impart like, "Hey, it's fine." Like you know, how, like you're telling someone like with your eyeballs, like, "It's fine, trust, go."
It's called a wink.
A
Roll
winky winky and a
a
lefty lefty.
persuasion check.
All right.
What
Oh,
if
I'm in
she
between.
turns out to be a real nut job?
God damn it.
She's yours now. That's what she
No,
is.
I'm playing 3D chess here, man. I'm on the second level, man. Like,
I hope so.
Oh, my brain hurts. Okay.
At least this way we'll be able to ask her.
I don't
What
know what
happened?
weird dealings my dad and the Viscount have going on, but I just got put in the middle of it, and I know it. And I know it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I know I
yeah,
did.
yeah,
Me?
yes. I want it.
And you're making it work.
The orc seems to understand you and stands up, giving you a bit of a side eye,
Just like a-
Furby,
mhm, mhm,
as
mhm,
she
mhm,
walks
mhm.
out.
Do we know her name?
You do not.
Oh.
Man, no one even asked that when they're about to fucking kill someone. All right, I'm on the chopping block now. You guys got a new friend.
Furby is placed in a cell and locked up. Doran, the guard captain, gives you the key to the shackles on the orc, as well as a bag containing all the orc's effects.
All right, I give the bag to Britt, and I'm like, "You're with us now, you damn dirty orc."
Whoa! You know what? Not there. Not there. Not
Trying to
there.
play it up.
Okay.
You are now in the liege or in the custody of the Bringers of Dawn. You will do as you're told, and you won't make a fuss.
And you're gonna like it.
She, you can hear her mutter something in Orcish under her breath.
I don't know Orcish. Do we know anybody know Orc?
I don't know Orcish.
Oh
I know Karen.
God, do I know Orc? That'd be funny.
That would be funny. Yeah, right.
No, I do
Oh,
not know
no.
Orc. Good.
Neither do I.
Yeah, weirdly.
I'd be like, oh shit.
Weirdly, Britt can speak Elvish and I can speak Dwarvish, and we're both a Dwarf and an Elf.
We didn't know.
Yeah. All right, but I say my I say my fancy goodbyes to the Viscount, and we will be on our way because I need to get somewhere where it's safe where we can talk to this orc.
Very well.
At least now Furby's bad rolls can stay in jail for a bit.
All right. I
Damn.
mean,
And
I didn't
Furby,
hear that, but I feel
as-
immediately rudified.
As
I was saying
Furby,
it out of character.
as Furby sits in the cell, you hear voices approaching. And I walked into the graveyard, and I saw them disturbing the grave, and one of them cast a spell and made it so that he
Furby
seemed as
hides
my
his face,
friend.
just
But
hides
it was a spell, and I was
Uh,
charmed, and I had no choice but to walk away and leave them to whatever grave robbing they.
Shit.
And what? And that's the one. That one right there. Ah,
I'm
it seems
just
that
like
you could
elbowing,
not
elbow in.
outrun justice this day, could you, Furbolg? Ha! It seems that I have won and you have lost. Now, you
He's
will
already in
sit
jail.
and listen
Problem solved.
to the 17 tenets of Dragonborn society that will re-educate you into a productive member of society. Tenant 1, know your station. You, of course, being a Forbo, and it goes on and on and on.
I was gonna say
Uh-huh.
Furby has
Good
to
job.
listen to this, but do we?
No, we're out.
Rowdy.
The rest
made
of
his
you-
decision.
Could I use Druidcraft to like?
You do charm person again.
I just it's a cantrip. Can I just create non-stop audible situations? Pa 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 pa.
Druidcraft is verbal and somatic. You are restrained by the manacles, so you cannot make the somatic components. And if you try to
Can
speak,
I
the
try and
Dragonborn
fail?
shouts. I mean, yes.
Can I just keep trying? I'm just trying, even though I'm shackled. Like, ah! Ah!
Also, much like the other prisoner, all of your belongings have been taken and put into
Oh,
custody.
Titties. Yep, just gonna take it. I don't have any of my spell focus or shit, so
You have an orc with you now.
I want to get somewhere relatively quiet and somewhere that I think is safe.
Secluded, yeah.
You find a secluded spot that seems to be away from passersby.
Let's start off
Oh.
with names, shall we?
Are you
What's your
thirsty?
name? Orc. Lady.
do
She
you speak come?
she raises the shackles and looks at you with a frown.
We have to establish a little bit of trust first. Once we know we can trust you, we will give you all the trust that you need in us.
She holds the shackles up and just shakes them a little bit.
Does she not speak common, do you think?
It could be something to do with the shackles.
Maybe
prepare
Ether?
prepare yourself just in case we haven't earned her trust yet. I have no
I'm
problem.
scared.
I have no problem releasing you, but I need you to understand everything that we do because we know that you are innocent. Understand?
She shakes the shackles again, holding them out.
I am-
Magic shackles, maybe.
I unlock them.
You unlock the wrist manacles and they fall to the ground. And she points at the shackles binding her feet.
I
Kevin's
unlocked those
just
as well.
attention.
You unlock the shackles binding her feet. They drop to the ground, and she points at her bag of belongings.
What? She's just gonna bolt once I hand this over to her.
I just shove you.
Hey, you know, if she bolts, I guess.
If she bolts, we are
I mean-
in really dire straits.
If she bolts, then she's just gonna get
Oh, that's
tried
right,
even
because
more.
Yes.
Kirby
If
put himself in a cell, so
if
Okay.
you do try to
You
run,
have her.
do understand.
If he
I have-
bolts, I'm on the line.
Yeah.
That's right.
I have no problem
Only
ending
your
your life
fault.
here.
I mean, orcs aren't all that fast, are they?
We don't know how fast she is.
You don't know
They
she's
can-
actually an orc. Sorry,
They can
not
be
there.
they can be relatively dangerous, but just be prepared for anything. Give her her
Right.
bag.
Okay. Britt would like to prepare one hand on her on her axe that she's in love with. And can we do sort of a triangle around
Yeah.
her so that if she bolts? Yeah, okay.
Maybe let her know that it, like, stern grip on the backpack.
No, I'm gonna just hand it over. I'm gonna give her the trust that I want her to give us.
All right.
But I want to let her know we will instantly murder her.
Britt hands over her belongings.
She opens the bag, and she re-equips herself with her belongings. You can see that she takes out, first and foremost, a warhammer that she puts at her side, straps to her side. And she also pulls out a long tusk that is attached to a leather strap that she puts around her neck. And she touches it in a gesture that is very familiar when people touch religious artifacts to stave off bad luck or ill omens. Touches that, and you can see her eyes close and mumble something under her breath. And there's also a leather satchel in there, which she doesn't open. She just feels the heft and nods her head, and she slings it around her shoulder. And she looks at you both, and she says, "No wonder they want my blood. You people don't even try to understand the orc way."
Hey,
I will say, in a very long time that I was born and raised in Tandem, they do not. I have learned many things since my times in travels, and I have learned to be more understanding than I was when I used to live here.
You have freed me from my imprisonment. That means I owe you a debt. I will travel with you until my debt is fulfilled.
We have not.
Someone a debt. Someone.
We have not freed you just yet. We have only stayed your life for but a few moments. We need all of the information you have on what happened to you the night before you were captured, though.
Can we start off with your name?
My name is Alaok, the Silent Death.
Alaok the Silent Death?
Yes. My
I'll
name
just jot
is
that down.
My name is Dorn. The dog is Krebin. He is an earth spirit. The dwarf is my friend Britt.
Pleasure.
And our other friend who took your place for some unknown reason is Furby.
She nods. Well met.
your
May
name?
Grumsh watch over you with his one eye.
Who's Grumsh?
Roll a religion
I'm
check.
sorry. Your name is the Silent Death. Doesn't really
Nero, he said?
doesn't really help out your case very much,
The
does
old
it?
whoopsie doodle.
Krebin, you know Grumsh is the orc god.
I know it's an orc god.
So, to the information. The night that you were found outside of the Viscount's house, what were you doing there?
Let's see. I came to this city In an attempt to help my tribe, we live deep within the Great Devoid, and we have been harried by a new enemy. A terrible, serpentine race of creatures that seem to erupt from beneath the sands. Never before have we seen an enemy so vicious and so deadly. They have slaughtered countless of our numbers. It is all we can do to stand against them, but it is a losing battle. The half-orc that found me said that he knew of an artifact within this city that could help us defeat the scourge that has appeared. He brought me to the temple and bade me wait. And wait I did. And so I was captured. That half-orc will suffer Grumsh's complete and utter wrath for betraying me.
Interesting. Did
Wait, where
he
did
know
you
who
meet?
you...
I'm wondering where you met the half-orc that told you about this artifact.
He came to us across the sands. We
He
met
came
him
to you?
alone, traveling alone, and he gave much gold.
He came to the Great Devoid to tell you about this artifact?
Yes.
Ah.
That sounds suspicious.
The more puzzle pieces we collect, the bigger the puzzle gets.
Do you know his name?
He called himself Citric, but I have no idea if that is his true name. A liar will lie, as a fish breathes water.
Rude.
Yes. Okay. I promise you we will do all that we can to put you back in front of this person. And we will do all that we can to clear your name.
My hammer will crush his skull.
Is there anything else you
Fair enough to me.
remember about him that might help us locate him?
His tusks were filed down in a shameful display of what's the word I'm looking for?
Disgrace, dishonor.
Embarrassment, dishonor.
Rude
A
fire.
shameful display of embarrassment of what he was. We have seen it before.
Yes, a lot of the half-orcs that are born in tandem are taught to hate their orc half.
Fools, the orcs are strong and proud. They should thank us for bestowing our gifts upon them.
Do you think he was a magic
Well,
user?
Between the orcs and the folks here in tandem, we have been locked in an ever-long battle
What
for a many a century.
What did Krebin just say?
I said it. Do we know if the half orc was a magic? I wanted to ask if I can't pronounce their name. Allie. I'm just gonna call him Allie. Do you think Allie
Aliok?
knew if the half orc knew magic? Because there were scorch marks. We didn't know if-
Aleak looks at you, Krebin, and says, "It was no magic. It was a half-orc of flesh and bone."
I sneer.
Responding to Krebin,
You hear me now?
You-
That's weird.
You can hear the dog?
"Can't you?"
Indeed. Fair
Yes,
enough.
Not everyone
Oh
can.
shit!
Well, nice to meet you. Sorry, I
Aliok,
don't mean to be
do
rude.
do you remember what type of weapon that Citric had on him?
He carried no weapon. He was not a warrior.
No weapon. Oh.
Scorch marks.
I wonder if he's some kind of... Okay. Alright. This is not going to be easy. Walking around town with you is going to be relatively hard. And our ability to mask you is also gone, as that was one of Furby's abilities.
What about a decorative mask?
Yes, we could try that. Look, The people here are obviously going to be not in the liking of you, nor are you of them. And I can't really stop either of those things. But I need you to be as calm as possible so that we can put you back in front of the person who wronged your name so that you can do what needs to be done.
I care not for what the people of this city think.
Good.
They will be expunged as this new horror wipes across the land. My tribe will not be able to hold them. The promise from the betrayer was false. I weep for my tribe, but I do not weep for this city. I would be glad to see it burn under the weight of these serpentine horrors.
I pray that the orcs are strong enough to hold them off, because we will help you fight these scorches back.
But there's okay, I'm not here.
Shush up, you!
Ah! My brain wants to engage.
You could have been here, bud. You could have been here, bud. But you fucking ran your mouth.
Shut
you
up.
Ran your mouth.
God, good. You're such a bad person.
Aliok, I want to make sure I understand. So, this Citric comes and finds you. Did he already know about the serpentine creatures when he came to you? Or was he traveling and he came across it and then said, "Oh, I have something that can help"?
He came to us with the offer.
So he already knew about these serpentine creatures you've been fighting.
He could be an agent of the Watcher.
And then he told you he has an artifact that could help fight them, and you alone came back to Tandem with him to retrieve it. Is that right?
That is right.
How'd you get in?
We came in through the north wall. He led me through a passage.
Like a secret passage, or it was just an open archway?
I saw only a wall, and then he spoke, a tongue I could not understand, and the wall opened for but a moment.
Aye, and then you walked through, and then what happened? So you're inside the city now.
Then he led me to the outskirts of the temple and bade me wait.
And then?
And then he disappeared, and I was captured.
Do you know which direction he walked away from you? Or did he actually disappear like poof?
He walked towards the temple.
He walked towards the temple and then you were captured.
Yes.
I see.
Can I get a redo of the like poof?
So obviously he was probably working with one of the guards to have Aliok captured. And then maybe him and the guard murdered the Viscount's assistant?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
Or him himself. With no help from the guard, that's also possible. Although, it would be so much easier if one of the guards was in on it.
Yeah. I think that's the theory we go with for now.
And we do believe that the weapon that was used was a very well kept, very sharp blade.
Yeah, most likely. The problem is the guards in this town work very, very long and arduously to be guards. It takes a lot. And for the most part, in all my life, they've been relatively very well honored.
So they said that they came here for an artifact. And the half-orc said that it was in the temple. Maybe, or was this the distraction to get the artifact?
I think that was possible, but then why the murder?
Accident?
or got caught.
Hmm.
The Viscount's assistant walks in while they're trying to steal the artifact.
We probably should
Obviously,
ask
this person knows secrets about the magic of the town because they can open up passages in the walls.
Viscount could have been a part of it and then was killed because reasons.
I think we, at some point, will obviously have to talk to, what's his name again?
Viscount?
No, our witness.
Oh, the
Oh,
dude. The
uh,
guy.
Corvidus.
Corvidus, yes.
Oh, the other fella.
God, you.
Ding.
Corvidus.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
I had
So, if
plans.
it was-
I had ideas.
And
If
the
it was
fourth
Santa-
tenet of Dragonborn society, as you will undoubtedly drill into your head, is as follows. Now repeat after me. Continue.
So, if it was a setup, my question is why? What's the point? What is the end goal of framing an orc from the Great Devoid, who's never been here before? What could
War
be the
has
goal?
always been a big profiteer of this town. Fighting the orcs has kind of been one of the mainstays of it. More integration with the half-orcs, more of them embracing their orcness could be bad for
Ooh, I
that.
love the idea of orcness.
I think maybe we've gotten all we needed for now. Maybe we should go talk to your dad. Or Claw.
Yeah. We can do that. I think we've stayed the execution. We have a little bit more time to work with. We just have to kind of now figure out what our next step is.
We gotta
Maybe,
find out about the grave.
maybe this is my bargaining chip for my father.
What do you
What?
mean?
Maybe I let him know that I know the Viscount wants to sully his name, as well as make it seem as thus he does not have the same amount of power that the Viscount has, because, trust, my father loves his power. And if the Viscount is looking to kind of almost, in some sense, usurp the power that my father has, then we can pit my father against the Viscount, which would then give us more power to move around the town.
Out of character, out of game. Like if honest to goodness, you can convince that you have more sway in this town than your fucking father. It is gonna be dastardly. Like, all right, I'm out. I'm in prison.
Okay. So,
Alright.
to your dad then? Is that what
Yeah.
I'm
To your
hearing?
darling.
Your name is Aliok. You don't happen to be interested in wearing some sort of disguise, or would that be disgraceful to your orcish nature?
What disguise do you have in mind?
Well,
Hit the bazaar.
like Doran pointed out, probably gonna get a lot of attention with this orc walking through town. Maybe we could do some sort of simple like cloak situation.
If only Furby was around.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to Furby.
Nah, I can't do it.
Maybe we can get close into town and get a cloak and a helm to put on our friend here, at least for walking around town.
You may find a cloak and a helm that will obscure the obvious orc features.
Toothy boys.
And then off to your dad's house, right?
Off
Yep.
your doll.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a best disguise, just enough.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just a
Outfit.
cloak and a simple helm.
I was
Yeah, just to
thinking a
keep people from staring.
beautiful,
Yeah,
like,
they assume it's Furby, right? Like they've seen Furby.
Gonna
It's
cost
probably
you
Furby.
5 gold for a cloak and a simple helm.
All right,
That's cheap.
I'll spend that. Where's my money? Where's my money?
We're friggin' rich.
5 gold from this.
oh, D&D money. Rolling in the gold, yeah. D&D money.
Spend it.
Can't
It's
get
fake.
the money.
All right. Spent and spent.
Slipped and slopped.
What do you wish to do now?
Head
Really?
to the Faust Manor, or the Faust Trade Hall.
And with who?
Not Furby.
Without
You're
Furby.
locked up, dog.
You return to the Faust Trade Hall. Once again, Bernard is there and greets you.
Hello, Nard.
Bernard sees that you are with a different individual.
Mhm.
Master Doran, who is this? This is not Furby who you were traveling with before, is it?
Oh no, this is a
Um,
bargaining chip.
He wouldn't have met Furby before because Furby and I were doing our own
True.
thing.
Thank you. Inspiration for Brit. You were not there. And who are these two newcomers, Doran?
This is my traveling companion, Britt Barrow of the Barrow clan.
Pleasure.
Craftsman extraordinaire, beer maker.
Ah,
And the tall, brooding one
water.
is a bargaining chip. Because you know me, I love to be the life of the party when I have to talk to my father.
I bring a slave.
A bargaining chip, Master Doran? What do you mean?
Oh, this is gonna be one for the books, Bernard.
Doran, who is this?
Don't worry about it.
Who are you? Answer me.
Can we just give her first name?
Okay. Bernard, you have been a trusted companion to my family for many, many, many years. And you have seen a many battle between me and my father before I left. And I sometimes did not get the best of those. But being with the things that I have told you about the travels that I have been taking, I have opened my eyes to a lot of things. I stayed the execution of the orc. And in doing so, I was entrusted with the life of that orc.
This is an orc?
I
You
love when
brought
you say it.
an orc into your father's
I like
home,
it.
Doran? Are you
Yeah.
daft, boy? Are you absolutely mad? Do you know what he will do to you, not to mention this orc that you have brought? Think of your mother, boy!
Oh, trust me, I have thought about that for many a year. The rage that consumed me with that.
Yes!
But
Yes, and who brought upon that rage, Doran? The orcs! The orcs killed your mother, Doran, and you bring one here!
What? What? Just
she,
learned something.
she died-
Says Brit. What?
What?
She died doing what
Excusez-moi?
She liked protecting this town. She was one of the best guards that this town had ever had. But she also had a lot more patience than me and my father ever had. And she had a lot more openness than me and my father ever had. And I have learned that patience more than me or my father will have ever learned.
And do you see where that patience got her, Doran? Do you know where your mother's patience got her? I can see you are indeed her son. She was like you once, Doran. She wanted some fragile peace with the orcs. So tired was she of fending off their raids. She was invited, Doran. She was invited to peace talks with the orcs. But those disgusting, murderous, savage, bloodthirsty beings, they cut her down, Doran. She came as an emissary of peace, and she was cut down. I
You
pray
tell this
you
tale
don't
as
make
if
the
I have
same
not heard
mistake.
it. I have heard this tale a many a time. I have lived with this tale a lot deeper than you know. But I have learned a great many of things in this world that I have walked, in this land that I have walked, Bernard.
Bernard.
So I very much would like for you to keep being the peacekeeper that you have continued to be for the many years that you have been in service to not only my father, but to my family.
Doran, I loved your mother, I love your father, and I love you. You turned your back upon Tandem. You walked away. I continued to serve your father. I watched his pain day after your mother died. He was a difficult man, it is true. And after losing your mother, perhaps he was not the father he could have been to you. But he has treated me well, and I have wept for your mother. I am sorry, Master Doran. If you follow this path, I cannot protect you. My fealty is toward your father. His wrath will be great if you bring this upon him. I know I cannot stop you. I am not the young man I once was. No doubt you could easily overpower me and do as you wish. I will not try to stop you. I will only warn you. Your father is a powerful man.
Maybe she can hang out in the foyer.
Bernard,
Oh, that's so good.
I thank you for all you have done. But this is a path I must now tread alone.
Oh,
Very well, Master Doran. I will announce your arrival. Wait here. He goes deeper into the complex, and after 5 minutes, he returns. The Master will see you all.
Lead the way.
That was heavy.
Let's see.
I feel bad for giggling just a little. say?
You
Good shit.
are ushered into the chambers of Amthir. Amthir is an elf who is just about the same height as Doran. You can immediately see the similarity between father and son. Amthir is an elf, and so he appears, in fact, younger than Doran.
Really?
But Doran has just said that he is 100 years old. He sits behind a massive, imposing desk carved of very expensive wood, etched with golden threads of elvish design. His hands are folded. His chin rests upon his fingertips. He looks at Doran with a face that is all but unreadable. Doran, having seen this face so many times, knows that this is one of utmost disapproval. And so, my son returns, says Amthir. And with him, he brings that which I hate most, an orc.
I didn't expect these talks to start so solacely, Father.
What is it you have to say?
I am not the one who has been made to... Well, I am the one who's been made to wait a day. You seem to be the one who wants to put on the show, so please, by all accounts, the theater is yours.
Doran, you have no idea why I was searching for you, do you?
Right now, no. I have gone through a many a trial. I'm literally in the process of trying to save the world that you so love to suckle coin from.
And since I love this coin, why would I stand in your way? What use is coin without a world in which to spend it?
True.
Doran, I looked for you because I felt that you had grown into a worthy heir, someone who could inherit the fortunes of the Faust estate. In these fortunes, there are powerful artifacts, one artifact above all others that could have helped you, could have granted you unimaginable power. I say could have, for now, it will not help you. You have brought an orc into my home. What would you do in my situation, Doran, knowing what you know?
The world is a lot bigger than you assume it to be, Father. Unfortunately, this orc is actually the bargaining chip to you keeping all of the things that you love here in this town so very much.
What's the artifact?
We will get to that. I think, for the most part, the Viscount is looking to usurp you.
Oh.
You never did have a head for business, Doran.
I only had what you taught me.
Ooh.
And I see you were a poor student.
My records in the gladiatory arenas would beg to differ.
A brute's classroom.
As you always said.
What makes you think the Viscount wishes to usurp my power?
I mean, you are the most powerful man in this town, and probably a few others. The Viscount seeks power, as he always has. And he knows that to truly have control of Tandem, that goes through you.
And how would killing one of his own retainers help him conquer me?
That I have not fully figured out yet. But I know in giving the orc to me to bring to you is also part of his plan.
You know this, certainly.
As do you.
Doran, he looks you dead in the eye. You are a disappointment. You see the threads waving in the wind. You try to grasp them. Indeed, you may catch one or two. You try to stitch them together. But your stitching is flawed and terrible and disgusting. You tie threads together which have no business being together. You make assumptions. You jump to conclusions. You have no idea how the world works.
I may not know all of the world just yet, but I have learned great of many things, and I have done great things for this world.
Killed a great many things, you mean?
Yes, I spent a lot of time being angry. I can attest to that.
Well, you have said your piece and delivered your pitiful theory to me, Doran.
I have delivered you the pieces that I have. Theory is theory. It is not yet fact.
Then you may take your theory and go.
This is surprising. You put on all this theater, you make all these grand gestures, and yet you say nothing.
I would have welcomed you here, Doran. I would have granted you your inheritance. But you have brought this creature into my home. A creature, a descendant of those who took away what I loved most. And he looks at you as he says most, and you understand that he loved your mother way more than he loves you.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Bro, that's obvious.
You, from henceforward, are no longer a Faust.
Ooh.
I only use the name when I'm here. I haven't used the name anywhere else anyway.
Enjoy it while you can. It will do you no good much longer.
Did you know the Viscount's artifacts were stolen?
And which artifacts would those be?
That I am not sure yet, but those that are kept there, I am sure you know of.
There are so many things you are just unsure of, Doran.
Yes, because there are so many things that I have to be sure of. And when everybody wants to run around and play their cards close to their chest and act like they are important when they are not, when the fate of the world actually rests in the hands of the people who stand in front of you, I don't really have the mind for the theater anymore. I may not have the mind for business, or for the personal traits of others, or for seeking out those little bits of information that'll give me the upper hand on every single person that I talk to. I may not have the means to put a spy in everyone's court. But once again, I have learned a great many things about this world, and I don't make enemies lightly. I don't just make enemies on the whim of my emotions. I make enemies who actually threaten the world that I stand in. So we can continue this frivolous theater of father and son, or if you want to be helpful to help me keep the land intact, then you can do that. If not, I will do it on my own, as I have been doing.
It seems you have grown a little bit of a spine in the time you've been away. Do you
As you
have
said, I cut out more than a few.
the spine to follow through with what you say?
I have already been doing so.
I will grant you my assistance, Doran. I will grant you the inheritance that you were due when you were my son. I will grant you all the recognition and fame that is afforded by the Faust name. I will give you all this. I will hand over the artifacts kept in my vault. If you will do one thing for me, Doran.
And what is that?
Kill that orc.
Yeah.
Kill her right now. Or leave.
Unfortunately, the killing of this orc right here and right now puts my friends in a bind.
Then you may go.
Understandable.
He turns his chair away from you. The doors behind you swing open, and Bernard comes in, somehow knowing that he was summoned, without it being spoken. This way, Mr. Doran. You notice he says, Mr. Doran.
Also, one last thing, Yamtha. The half-orc that was with this girl knows the secrets of the wall. And then we leave.
Whoa. I know what it's like to have a difficult relationship with your father, but that was something.
No, that's the relationship we've always had. We were both very, very angry when my mother died. He handled it by growing his empire. I handled it by smashing people's skulls.
He asked you to kill another creature that was doing nothing to you right in front of him. That's
I've
crazy.
killed more than a few orcs in my time.
Who are
So-
just standing there doing nothing to you?
Rage is
Ah.
a great thing, and power is what it is. But like I said, my father is a man of theater and visual. There's something more to it than there was, but I can't kill this orc just yet because I need to get Furby back.
All right then. Well, what if we end up proving that she's innocent?
That doesn't make a difference. He settled on what he wanted, and he didn't get what he wanted.
Right, what do we do now?
We figure out what he wanted, and we figure out who the other orc is.
Right, okay, how do we figure out who the other orc is? Is there a place in town where the half-orcs hang out, do you think? A place where they go to get their drinks or to make their plans for their rallies?
I really think that orc would hang around other orcs or hang around in town. I mean,
Well, he's a half-orc, isn't he?
Aliok said they came in across the sands, like no
Well, yeah.
envoy.
So that means they went outside of the town into where the orcs
No.
live.
But I meant like they're loners. Like would they?
No.
Hang out?
The crossing the
No,
sands is in generally very dangerous. So they would have had to go outside of Tandem and then cross into the Great Devoid.
I'm just not sure where else to start other than
Yeah.
looking
No, I
for
think it's
other half-orcs who might recognize this person.
I think that would be a good idea.
Oh.
Somebody had to know who this person was in some capacity.
I guess even if
But
we
they had to-
found him,
they
what
had
would we
to-
do then?
They had to know the secrets of Tandem. They had to know enough about where the orcs come from, and also enough to sneak into the Viscount's estate.
Right.
So they had to
Yeah.
get that information from somewhere.
Okay. Are there any taverns or anything where half-orcs hang out in this town? I'd be happy to go check it out by myself, too.
History check.
Well, do we want to keep going? Because it's already 9.
Oh.
Yeah, we can-
7.
You mean 10?
10.
So,
And Curly's
30
half asleep anyway.
Chris is not sleeping. He's
Oh,
being
he's- oh, no,
serenaded
he's
by
full
that
asleep.
guard.
Yeah. And tucked into bed.
And Saint Cuthbert did propose upon Saint Jebediah that those dragonborn shall bequeath upon them. Those, etc., etc. There are taverns that are more frequented by the half-orc population of Tandem, yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to think of better ideas of how to get to the bottom of this, but that is the one idea I have currently, is to just
Yeah.
talk some people up.
Hey
But I
everyone,
wouldn't
have you
even-
heard the news?
This was good. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Man. I mean, so I did an episode with my father, but it was just me and Steve. This was really cool to like be here listening to it.
Good luck.
Who's Krebin's father?
Yeah, let's do
Sambo Jambo.
everybody's dads.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
Who's
met
your
you
dad?
met Olna's parents.
Yeah, we met Olna's
We
parents. They were
did.
lovely. Came from a healthy family.
Yeah, super nice.
You see,
Super nice.
that just proves that not everybody is a terrible familial unit.
But they are.
Mhm.
I mean, my dad went insane. Your dad
Yeah.
is
Did your dad go
creepy,
insane though?
creeping me out. Well, yeah.
You're driven insane.
He was made to
driven
go
insane.
insane,
Yeah, but
which is what I didn't know. But he went insane.
Yeah. My father holds secrets that he wishes not to share unless I play his games.
No, you're
But
gonna be playing his game soon. I can't wait.
all right. It
Yeah,
sounds
he's
like
shifty.
we're winding down.
I gotta figure out a game plan.
All right. This has been session 12 of Dynamite D&D.
God damn, that was fun.
We're going to
Yeah.
wrap it up, and we'll see you next time. This is, of course, a game for friends by friends. We don't care about the big D&D bucks. We just care that people are having fun.
Hell
So-
yeah.
We hope that you can join in the fun by keeping track of the game. If you're watching the stream live, below you will see several links to all the social media platforms. There's a
All the
Twitter.
past episodes.
There's a Twitter. There's a Instagram. There's a Discord. There's even a Patreon, should you feel so inclined. As Kaz just mentioned, yes, if you join the Discord, there's a whole backlog of reading you could do. I write a write-up of every episode we've ever done, and all those episodes are available online to read for your enjoyment, to catch up with the story. All the episodes are also uploaded to YouTube in their entirety. We don't edit them down or anything. Nuts to that. And also to Anchor, the podcast distribution station. So check out D&D, Dynamite D&D on all those platforms. We are going to run the end credits music, but of course, this is Steve Negretti. That over there is Curly in jail. That over there is
For the rest of his life.
Snowshoe.
I'm fine with it.
Snowshoe
pet.
being cute.
It's Pee and Pet by Viscounts.
Pet pet.
That, of course, is Brit trying to puzzle the
Romero.
pieces together. And that, of course, is
Figure it out.
Donron silently cursing his father. We'll see you next time.
I'm not that much of an angry youth.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, he was getting you. I could see it for a hot moment there, but you reined it in. You reined it in. Outro music, go. Where are my Patreon supporters? Patreon
Wrong
supporters. If you subscribe to the Patreon, we have several tiers. If you subscribe to the Kobold level tier, you get a by name shout out at the end of every stream, which is what we're going to do right now. The current Kobold level patrons we have are, number one, of course, first and foremost, always, Drunk Kids Gaming. Thank you so much for your Kobold level support. Next up, the one, the only, Time Jumper. Thank you so much for your Kobold level support. Jumping up a tier, we have an Owlbear supporter by the name of Reggie Bring It. So thankful for you, Reggie Bring It.
RGB.
Top donator, our Hydra level patron, Carl, California Carl.
You.
Unbelievable. And of course, the lowest tier is the Cellar Rat tier. We love you, Cellar Rats, but you don't get a by name shout out. But we do acknowledge you. We have 2 Cellar Rats. They creep in, they crawl in. They're the best fodder for first level adventurers, and we thank you.
I heard wiggles. Wiggly, wiggly whams.
Lots of wiggling, lots of whamming. But we will catch you next time, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye.